that Nigeria's federal government has hired an American lobbying firm in a $4.5 million contract in order to communicate Nigeria's efforts in protecting Christians back to the United States government. Now, let's take a look at this contract here. All of this is according to this contract. Now, it does show the agreement with the U.S. Department of Justice, in which Asta Legal, which is a law firm based in Kaduna State, it did hire the services of DCI Group on behalf of the Nigerian National Security Advisor, Nuhu Rubadu, who's also noted on this contract. Now, the contract is to last for 6 months until the 30th of June 2026. And the contract also includes a clause that stipulates that any party can terminate the agreement for any reason without penalty by providing 60 days advance written notice of the termination to the other party. That's what's set out in this contract here. But the wider story here is that the UK publication Africa Confidential report, they said that essentially there's a bit more to this story. So what they're talking about is Biafra secessionist groups, how they've paid Washington lobbyists to the tune of $66,000 in order to get support from the likes of senior Republicans, the likes of Ted Cruz. That's him there. And also Mike Pompeo, both of those senior Republicans. But as This Day has reported and clarified, the Nigerian federal government with this contract outspends the separatists by far, as it has agreed to pay $750,000 monthly for 6 months. Now, across those 6 months, that would be a total of $4.5 million. Now, we have seen these reports. There had been reports circulating citing $9 million, but that's actually not true at this point. Now, at the end of this initial 6-month period, the contract can be renewed for another 6 months, which would take the total amount to $9 million, but that hasn't happened yet. What has happened, what is confirmed, is $750,000 monthly for 6 months, which totals to $4.5 million. Now, we remember that all of this stems from the Trump administration redesignating Nigeria a country of political concern. This followed allegations of Christian genocide here in Nigeria. And we do know that this also was coming off the back of that Christmas Day strike. Now, meanwhile, in the latest signal of a positive Nigeria-US relationship, Washington has delivered a new batch of military supplies to Abuja. We're seeing that on the screen here. Now, the United States Africa Command, AFRICOM, issued a statement on X on Tuesday confirming the update, but did not disclose the specific nature or quantity of the delivery. That being said, the move signals a sustained U.S. security engagement with Nigeria amid rising concerns over terrorism, insurgency, and transnational crime across parts of the country. Now, what you're seeing behind me are images following that Christmas night strike. The United States forces did conduct airstrikes in Sokoto State, and they were targeting Islamic State-linked militants accused of working with the Lakurawa jihadist group and also local armed bandit networks. Those strikes followed a diplomatic disagreement sparked by allegations of persecution and of violence against Christians in Nigeria, which we also talked about in our very first story.
Okay, so this is my thoughts about this lobbying conundrum and the lobbying warfare. I think we are all losers in this as Nigerians, both the Biafran lobbyist group and the federal government. And I'll take you back to 1968. In the thick of the Civil War, the Biafran side engaged a Geneva-based lobbying company and a media PR company called Mark Press to propagate their ideology, their ideas, and have easy passage. And we're telling the Biafran story then. The Nigerian government also reacted, got their own PR company too, to be able to equalize it. Both companies earned a lot of money, went on media spin, while Nigerians were dying in the southeast part of the country. There was kwashiorkor, there was malnourishment, there were kids dying. While the PR companies did their thing, the heart and the soul of this country was broken. Parts of this country couldn't trust each other again, but the PR companies made their money. Fast forward till today, the same thing happening. Government gets their own PR company, the Biafran lobbyist group read their own PR company, while people are dying in Nigeria. But the PR company are making the big buck. Can we stop the killings in Nigeria? That's my priority. I mean, I don't care for the PR and the lobbyist company. Let's have a country where people will not die, where they will have sanity, where they can truly say Nigeria did not happen to them. Look at the front page of the Daily Trust. Those cars leaving a certain area was because Bello Tuji was going to strike around there. So people are dying in droves. And we are doing the PR dance. It doesn't all go well for anybody. I want a country that is safe, that is secure for everybody. That's my priority. And not all this jubilation and gesticulation. Oh, we have a pound back in the PR warfare. We are outgunning. I even saw one of the headlines say we are outgunning. Outgunning at the expense of Nigeria's life. Being gone, died, people are dying. And we are outgunning each other on who can book the best PR company. Do we think? Are we sensible? Are those lives being lost? Are they just numbers? Don't they have families, goals, and aspiration? As regards Clinton, I feel Clinton.
Yeah, so the New York Times.
And I know the reason why he's not going to go there, because they're going to harass him. And that's what Trump wants. The same Trump that has told the DOJ to release a redacted version of the Epstein file doesn't want to take accountability as regards the Epstein file. He's trying to rope Clinton in. I'm not saying Clinton is a saint. He committed a lot of crazy things in his own time. But he that will come to equity must come to equity with clean and clear hands. And I think that's just what Clinton is saying there.
Right. I think a final word on the issue around the lobbying that I had not said earlier was that, Dr. Abati had alluded to the fact that, this is, in essence, this is sabotage. If you're going to a foreign government and you're calling on certain actions to be taken that are, illegitimate and you're not an elected group. Yeah. In the South African case with AfriForum, it was taken as far as high treason, that you are an unelected group of people. Of course, there's freedom of speech. People are free to go and express and lobby for what they feel is their constituted right. However, in this instance, when what you're lobbying for goes against sort of the progress and the constitutional order of your country, then that does fall into the category of treason. Now, what struck me, Rufai, is the same story that struck you, the front page of Daily Trust, with those droves of people leaving Sokoto State. Yes. And, we now know that there are concerns about, reprisal attacks happening in that area. And, I've spoken about Achille Mbembe several times here, the Cameroonian philosopher who speaks about necropolitics. Now, necropolitics is what's happening here because we now have the politics of ungoverned spaces. You have the airstrikes that took place, and these terrorists are said to have escaped to various places. They're probably hiding in one bush or another. To the credit of this administration, they've also sent some forest guards into the bush. However, because the bush is now inhabitable and whatever their agenda is can't triumph in the bush, they now have to come back to where the cities are, and they're now pushing people out. The potential humanitarian concerns there that I hope will be addressed in due course.